Hello, present, aware, conscious people. I hope by now there are some conscious people following me on my channel, and if you are still not following me, you can press the subscribe button and a little bell icon next to it. So I will say also this in Serbian because there are a lot of Serbian people watching this channel. Zdravo, dragi ljudi. Nadam se da do sada zaista postoje svesni ljudi koji prate moj kanal. Ukoliko još uvijek niste zapratili kanal, pritisnite zaprati dugme i malu ikonu u obliku zvona pored. Da, sad kad već pričam srpski, htjela bih da iskoristim priliku da kažem da neki ljudi su mi rekli kako bih trebalo da snimam na srpskom, ovo sve što govorim. I iskreno ne znam, nisam još uvijek sigurna da ima dovoljno zainteresovanih za to. Ukoliko biste želeli da snimam na srpskom, sve vezano za spiritualni rad na sebi, ostavite mi komentar ispod videa. Ovog puta snimam video vrlo spontano, bez ikakvih priprema, fizičkih, tehničkih, jer čak nemam ni dovoljno svetla, ali ipak snimam video zato što već sam u 5. nedelji procesa, a ovo je video o 2. nedelji procesa, tako da i meni treba malo motivacije i vremena verovatno da sve postignem, tako da ne želim da odugovlačim više, želim da ovo budu dnevnici mog procesa, nešto na što mogu kada 3. put budem radila proces, na što mogu da se osvrnem i da pogledam. Tako da, let's talk about the week number 2. Our task in week number 2 is to recognize the messenger. And Micheal Brown is mentioning 2 terms, projection and reflection. One of the main benefits of this book after reading it is that we will become a person which is able to stay calm and not react when stressful situations are occurring in our life. So who doesn't want that? One thing that happens to me after the first process is that I really see messengers all the time. I can recognize that. It's not a problem for me. Reactive behavior is based on the belief that the world is happening to us. It has something to do with how we see time as yesterday, today, and tomorrow, or past, present, and future. No, that's a problem of perceptioning time. So we do think that in order when someone came to our life and give us something negative and something that we cannot handle and understand, that's something it needs to do something with us. So or we are in position of victim or we are in position of winner. Both of them are bad. Because better say we are defending ourselves, like protecting, in a position of victim, or like a winner we are like we are attacking a person or have a desire or even doing revenge, and in order to convince another person that we are the powerful one and that we are the right one. Both of them means that we are not able to handle the cause of the real problem. When we are living in time, as we know it, we are spending our time in search of purpose. And when we are present, we are living fulfillment of this particular moment now, and it has a lot of purpose. We are thinking because it's past, it doesn't matter anymore, and it's completely not true. Everything what happened in the past is actually really, really strongly energetically connected with what we are today. And if our past was different, we will be different today. So all we were yesterday is defining us today. Because the two events are so, in our conception of time, they are so long, and there is a big pause between them. Like something that happened when I was 4 years old and now when I'm 30, you know, like it's a big difference between them, and we cannot connect as humans. There are two reasons why we are not connecting things that happen in our past, like a cause and a reason. Because first, maybe it happens really when we were not able biologically to remember, for example, when we were babies. Second, and most common, like to almost every human in this planet, is that we are an expert to put under the rug the things that we cannot handle. Like most of those memories are bad, and we have something called, like, if something bad happened in past, like we should do everything possible to not remember it, to ignore that, to delete that. And yes, if it in the time when it happens, it was trauma for us, we even suppress that so deeply that we exactly don't have any kind of memory of that. So fortunately, in the present process, we don't need to repeat and to relive again all those emotions and events, because mentally we cannot understand a lot of things what we are experiencing in these images, dreams, in this process. We cannot mentally understand everything. What we can mentally understand, we should integrate. Let's say chicken, and you don't know why, you don't remember that you have like something bad with chickens, and then you are doing this process, or after that, and you are watching TV, like something totally not connected with that, but then you see a chicken, or you don't need even to see it, just the image flash in your head like a memory, and you just got it. Like you connect dots, the cause and the consequences, why you are an adult person with your own family, a man maybe, and you are going to farms, and you are going to a vacation, like a village vacation in the cottage, and you are acting like a really scared little child, and for you it's like the biggest trauma ever, and your children even cannot understand why the father is acting like that. It's just a innocent chicken, and it's an example. and then it occurs, exact moment why, you know. It can even happen in the dream, but it will be really clear for you that, I don't know, when you were 3 years old, it happened something, you know, and for you, you're really so scared for your own life, and you didn't have anyone around you to explain you that the chicken will not kill you or something, you know. Yeah, so that's how it works, if it's clear, mentally integrating. But normally we are integrating that emotionally. Mentally, we can forget even a picture of the person in our head, you know. If you don't have pictures of them, photographies of them, we are able to completely forget the person and event, and that someone can tell us a story, and you remember when we were there and there, and you cannot remember. So memory is a tricky thing, you know. It's a relative, like a time. You can connect your own feeling, if it's negative or positive, with that situation. That stays so long. So if you know that stays so long, how we will integrate emotions, how we will accept that, what we need to accept that, in how we will receive the message of the messengers. So simply answering and not reacting. Answering, it means that we are receiving a message, and we are not doing any kind of reaction on it. We are not trying to change that. We are not trying to find a solution, investigate that, analyze that, solve that, control the situation, ask God or the person why they do that. Is it my fault? Am I attractive to really negative people? You don't react. You just let it. You just accept it and feel the emotion. Emotion that is really familiar to you. Talking about reflection and projection, reflection is, for example, that exact famous familiar emotion. If you meet a person, and you can meet like 1,000 persons in your adulthood, all different people, they will remind you on your dad, you know, the daddy issue problem. So they don't know that they don't do anything consciously, okay, but there is some little thing that is triggering in you all those emotions that you had, because that particular person is acting exactly how your dad acts in a negative sense. It's always so every kind of uncomfortable emotion that it's triggered in you is it has a cause in the past. Micheal Brown says, like, in that someone is remind us to something bad, some bad situation or some bad person, is reflection, and projection is reacting on that. So it will be if we act with that person the same like we acted with our dad. When we are aware, we are conscious. Who are they? We are conscious that that people are not doing anything to us. It's not happening to us. It's happening because of us. They are just the messengers. And the message is something that had happened in our childhood, something far, far, far away and a long time ago. And we just need to integrate that feeling. And because we need to recognize that that emotion is exactly the same. Sometimes you can hear people telling you, like, you are overreacting. Why you are so overreacting? Why you are so dramatic? It's not a big deal. And for you, it's a big deal. It really feels like a big deal, isn't it? Like it's completely drama going on in your body. You know what is happening in your body? Every time when you're triggered with something, you can read about that in psychology. Something that something that happened in your childhood, and it was bad. You never solved that. You never understand it. Why? You never integrated, let's say. Now, every time when we recognize that in our adulthood, we cannot logically see why, but we feel like it's happening. Our body is reacting exactly how it happens like 30 years ago. So you have a panic attack, you have an anxious, you want to vomit, you have a pain, you have a chest pain, you know, like you really have physical symptoms, and accept uncomfort and being scared, maybe nervous, want to run away from that situation, from that, you know. And yes, remember the feeling. And there is like a so good tip from Micheal Brown, because there is a thing like that all we are, it's something that it's our personality is created until the 7 years. It's called like a 7 years cyclus. When was the last time when I felt like this? Who triggered that in me? Why? What happened there? You know? But you don't need to analyze too much. You just need to remember, if you remember, like 7 years before this moment today, when I felt like that. 7 years before that. 7 years before that. And go until you can remember. And I'm so lucky, girl, because I'm a writer, and I was keeping a diary since I was 9 years old. Yeah, like 5 or 6 years now, I'm not keeping diaries, I'm just analyzing. But I did until then. So you can imagine how many notebooks I have. And I never ever read them, because for me, I'm someone who was so into collections, into past, into photography, because I loved memories. For me, that was something precious. And that was all about living in the past. Not live the past, living in the past. So, but it was hurtful for me to read all that until now. Yes, now I was motivated by this book, and I start reading all those diaries to figure it out. Just the diaries from from those years, 7 years before, you know, and I could really connect all those feelings that of course I couldn't understand as a little one, but I see now as an adult analyzing that little child like it's not me. I see the big connection, since I was really little, I had people who triggered in me those situations, and I reacted the same as I'm reacting now. Emotional blockage or trauma that we need to integrate in order to let it go and release it forever. So every time when we feel that emotion, so you can remember, so you can just imagine how many years you're feeling that. And you always, because we are living in the time as it is, you always think that that's another person, another situation, and because sometimes maybe you can even see repetition, and you can see, and then you can again go to your position of victim and say, oh, why this is happening to me? This is like I'm cursed, like it's repeating all the time, like all those people, all, you know. But yes, every time when you feel that emotion, it will follow you, it will repeat until you integrate it. Yeah, memories are just energetic reflections that we understand through feelings. Yeah, and also that I always put so big accent on feelings. I just felt like it's correct, and yeah, just I didn't know why. And as I grew up, I saw that a lot of people don't know why, and that's a problem. That's why they feel confused and lost, and they don't see a purpose in their lives. And you know, so now you know about the second week and my experience. It was it was really after that I also had like some stressful week, but maybe that was the most stressful one. So what happens is I even have a physical reaction. I can say like a detox therapy, you know, like a stomach flu, but it wasn't. Like a period symptoms, but I didn't have period. And a conscious response of the week was I recognize reflection and projections. And oh man, I do recognize that. I love how process really works for me, in the sense, I don't know if it works for you as well, like this. Every conscious response is totally synchronized with everything what happens in that week for me. Like a few different people who was projecting, who was reflecting the same feeling all the time. Like even though they are, some of them I know for a long time, some of them for a shorter time, some of them are men, some of them are women, like different people, different countries even, and in different situations, unlogical, okay? They provoke in me the same feeling, and it was so hard and strong, and it causing me like a panic attack, and like just feeling so uncomfortable that I don't know, I need to stop speaking with them. Like it was unbearable, and if I didn't do this, I would say like, oh my god, the people are bad or something, no? But now I know, I completely know, and because of process, I know that, and I can even understand what that means. There is something about feeling that I'm giving too much, and the other side is not giving the same, and that provoked me like feeling not being worth enough, or even the contrary, like a need to prove myself even more in the case of work, for example. And that's not how it works for a lot of people. Normally people, when they see something like that, they put a blame on another person and they just leave, you know, leave the situation, leave a relationship, leave a friend, leave a boyfriend, you know, leave a job even. Well, it's not that like with me. I stay, and I'm like trying to put a accept guilt for both of us, and feeling bad, and like trying to make better. And logically, I don't understand because I feel really bad, you know, and my brain is saying like, go away of that because you do feel bad. And there is something connected that you like a need to give more, even when they don't ask, like give a maximum of you, and after that don't have an energy for yourself. So maybe you can recognize that feeling in yourself as well. So all those few people who came in my life in that week and the conflicts that I had were about that I could say. Also I had my cat died, and I also have a really old cat who got sick, and she is really sick. She is alive, but my youngest cat died. And I can say each of my cats had a personality. And I can just say for this one that he was like the most positive, playful cat that I had. Even he's like an adult cat, but he was so innocent. And my family is having cats like since I had a cancer for a long time, you know, and it never happens that someone that any cat died in an accident, in a car accident, you know, until now. So yeah, someone ran over my cat, and it's really strange. I just cannot, I can literally tell you that each day of that week I had something really, really stressful. I could feel through all my body stress all the time. And I was just surprised how I handled all those stress, because I was still productive. Like, you know, I didn't fall into depression or something. But it was really a turbulent week. And yes, that can happen in a present process. Talking about messages, I wish to tell you a really nice story. I don't know if it's correct telling this in English, but I hope you will get sense of this. If you believe, as many people who are researching this subject, that we are all the souls who came to this planet with a purpose, and we choose our parents, we choose our country, we choose our social status, because it will, if we didn't, we will not be this what we are today. And so each of us are choosing something that we want to experience, because the souls are living like an angel. No, they don't have like ability to feel. So one little soul says that she wants to come to experience how it is when you have a really big loss and really big tragedy, and you can be able to forgive. You know, it's okay to forgive a little things, but how it feels if something really bad happened and it's like unforgivable and you are the person who is able to forgive. And another soul says like, okay, I will help you. I can go down with you on earth and be the person who will do you such a harm, such a big harm, like almost unforgivable. I will give you a reason to forgive. But please, don't forget who I am. I just love that. I love that. I love that. You know? It's just a messenger. It's your friend. It's here because of you. It's not happening to you. It's happening because of you. It's happening like a lesson that you choose to learn. Remember that.